Hey, hello, hi. I go by name Ruby Kai, and this is Rated Kai Radio. And today, I have Omyügen with me. Yay!
What's up, guys?
So, Omyügen, before we start, I usually try to do like a mental health check-in, because artists
Okay.
are people too.
True.
So, how are you doing today?
Today specifically, I'd say I'm doing all right. Like, I'm not too, I guess happy. I'm not too sad. I'm kind of just in a like meh type of mood.
Yeah, no,
I'm a little nervous, because this is my first interview. But other than that, I'm chilling. How about you? How are you doing?
Kind of the same. Kind of, yeah. More go with the flow of it all. I won't be too hard on you. I promise.
Oh, heck yeah. That's good to know.
Yeah. So we're about to just get in. We're just gonna just go ahead and dive in. So,
All right.
tell the people about yourself. What does your name mean? Who is Omyügen? What is your origin story?
All right. Well, so my name is Omyügen. I started making music back in 2016. I started out making beats, and then eventually that kind of led to me adding vocals to my beats. And I didn't really know what I was doing back then. I was kind of just testing shit out. And eventually it came to the point where I started to discover my own sound. Omyügen means, so the definition of Om, which is the frequency of the universe. And Yugen, I just looked it up on the internet, and it says the beauty, or the true beauty of all things in the universe. So I decided to put them the two names together, and it's the true beauty of all sounds in the universe. That's what my name means, basically.
That's some deep shit, bro.
Yeah, no.
That's some deep shit, bro.
I'm a deep
That's
person.
some deep shit. No, I feel it.
Yeah.
So when did you? Cause like you do a lot of stuff. You do a whole bunch of shit,
True.
and we'll get into that. But so, when did you first start learning about like music? Like, when did it
when did I discover my skill of musicality?
Yeah, like when did you discover everything? Like, what was the beginning like for you? Like, what made you want to get into it?
Well, I started teaching myself how to play the piano in, I think, my sophomore year of high school, or like my junior year of high school. And I would just kind of mess around. I would learn I'd watch videos on YouTube and just learn how to play random songs. And then eventually I started coming up with my own melodies. And I'd always see, do you know what a launch pad is?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd always see those things. So I asked my mom to get it for me for Christmas, and she did. And it came with Ableton Live, thankfully. And kind of that's really the start of it. That's where I just started messing around. And
yeah, no. YouTube will get you together if you let it.
Facts.
YouTube will get you together if you let it. So okay, so off topic but on topic. What's the... Oh, I guess I should ask, what do people misunderstand about you? Whether it be about you personally, or you with your music, or what you do.
That's a good question. Give me a second, let me think about that. I think one thing that maybe people might misunderstand about me is I'm very, I'm very introverted, and there's a lot of the times where I just kind of sit there in silence, and I'm just thinking about ideas and about life in general. And maybe it might make people just think that I'm a boring person. That's sometimes a self-conscious thing that I always have, is I feel like I'm a boring person because I'm always just sitting there while everyone else is partying and chilling, and I'm the one at the party just smoking weed and chilling with one of those two friends.
Yeah, no, I can relate to that unbelievably. So then would you think you're an ambivert, you're introverted and extroverted, or you just an introvert?
I'm a mix of both for sure.
Mix of both.
Yeah, like I've had jobs where I was a salesman. I was a jewelry salesman specifically, and I would talk to any customer that would come up to me, and I'd have like full-blown conversations with them for like hours and hours. And then there's times where I just like to chill by myself. Like I love being around people. I love meeting new people, but I also need that time to recharge alone.
The way that I related to that was unreal. I'm definitely the same way. Like, people are cool.
Definitely.
Until they're not. So they're not. So then, like, with artists, just something that I've noticed, like, I guess just with people in general, they, like, there's like specific like working conditions that they have to have in order to be able to like be the most productive.
Mm-hmm.
So what are, I guess, the top 3 for you? Like, what is something that you have to have?
Number one thing I have to have, it may sound stupid, but water. I need water all the time because water always keeps me calm.
That is not stupid.
Yeah.
Hydrate.
True that. I could honestly create in almost any environment. But say if I'm with other people who aren't necessarily as creative as I am, that like I'll absorb that energy. So if I'm creating with others, I definitely need someone who's on the same creative level as me. But if I'm not creating with others, then I literally can create anywhere and everywhere. And then let's see the third one. I think it just would have to be an overall like comfortable environment. Say like right now I have my LED lights on. They're specifically set to the color purple because that's my favorite color. And I kind of like to create in a like not super clean space. Like I like my stuff to be just how Albert Einstein, how his desk was always messy and how he kind of like that's what type of environment I like to create in. I don't know why, but for some reason that's how my creative energy flows, or that I don't know how to explain it, but yeah.
So it's kind of like your creative process in a way.
Yeah.
That's so that is definitely your creative process.
Yeah.
So if you, I don't want to assume age, but if you could go back to, I don't know, like your 15-year-old self, what advice would you give them in regards to like maybe like pursuing the music or anything like that?
I would tell myself to start making music at the age of 15, because I didn't start until I was about 18. I'm 25 now. But yeah, I would just tell myself to create. Not gonna lie. Like, don't be scared to get out of my comfort zone and to like hear myself on a song,
to embrace it.
Yeah.
So were you like into like making music and like making other forms of art and stuff like that early, like when you were that young?
I was into music itself, not necessarily creating my own music, but I did do drums in like 6th grade, and then I did choir in 8th grade, and like I've always been completely obsessed with music. Like back when I was a kid, my mom would specifically like if she didn't know the name of a song, I probably would know the name of the song, and like I was just overall obsessed with sound and how music made me feel. And if I knew that music was gonna feel as good as it does to make, I would have started making music back then.
So like more just like embracing your, I guess, like embracing your creative side more?
Yeah, basically. I guess. Yeah, because like I said, I didn't really, like I started teaching myself the piano at like 16, 17. So even just starting earlier, that's really the advice I'd give myself, just to start earlier and don't be scared to, be like one of those like kids that likes to make music, because I always take what people say about me like to heart, and that's kind of what I was scared of back then. I just was afraid that people were going to judge me because I wanted to make music. And I don't know why, but that's just how it was back then.
Yeah. Early 2000s was no joke.
Yeah, definitely.
No joke.
Life was a lot weirder.
Yeah. Yeah, couldn't do shit. Couldn't do anything.
Yeah. Without people judging.
Yeah, no, facts. So if you could open a show for any artist, who would it be and why?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a little nervous for opening or just doing a show in general. So I've never really fully thought about that question, but for musicians that I specifically look up to, like I really look up to Eden, if you know who that is. So it would be cool to perform with him. And once again, I gotta get some water.
Hydrate.
Yeah, true that. And the reason why is just because I feel like our creative levels are relatively the same. Like I really love the elements that he has in his music, the different instrumentations, and the things that he also talks about. And I feel like maybe we might have a good synergy on stage and in the studio. Like it'd be really cool to make a song with him.
Yeah, no, that's definitely important. I know just the music in general, like there's a lot of people who who don't sound good together.
Yeah.
And you can tell like they don't have no kind of chemistry anywhere. Yeah. So that'd be dope. That'd be dope.
Yeah, definitely.
So what's one thing in your musical career that you didn't expect to happen, good or bad?
One thing, honestly, is like back when I first started making beats, like literally like 4 months into making a beat, I made some beats for an artist named Gunner, and like Gunner works with like a lot of big people now. Like he's like an engineer, and he has songs with like The Holiday and just bigger artists like that. And I never really expected me to work with an artist like that as soon as I did.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet. So who's taught you the most about, I'll say, your craft? Because like I said, you do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
You do a lot of stuff. So if you want to break it down, if you want to just do it all together,
all right.
Because I've also been doing like some studying, so I know you do the music, I know you do the videos, I know you do that stuff, so you can get into that.
All right. Well, who helped me out the most musically is this guy named Nathan Sloan. He's an artist that I met back when I attempted college for the second time. I've dropped out of college 3 times. But I met him in Oregon, and him and I would just start chilling together, smoking weed, and occasionally we'd make beats, and he taught me a lot about rhythm and just overall how to make a good sounding song. And then I would hang out with Nathan Sloan and the Crushing Crayons, and I'd really observe the Crushing Crayons is a band. I'd really observe what they were doing, and like just based off of me observing them, they taught me a lot. And like we'd go to shows, and I was like 19 years old getting into random bars out in Oregon just because I was like their merch man, and I would just see that lifestyle as well. And then with like the music videos, I kind of did that stuff myself. like I started out like with my very first music video. It was for a song called Stargazer, and I recorded that video at like 5 a.m. in the snow, and it was just a really, really fun experience, and that's kind of what got me hooked. And then eventually the short film ideas started happening a couple years later, and like I recorded a short film with one of my friends. His name is Will, and he helped me record Black Dog Part 1 and Black Dog Part 2. And as soon as we recorded that, I was like really happy with the results, and it like made me just really, really excited to create other short films. And yeah, that's basically the gist of it.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's cool that you're able to let me word it this way. I find it interesting that you're able to be so diverse.
Yeah.
Like you're not just in one, or you're not just doing one thing. You kind of have your hand in everything.
Yeah,
when it comes down to that. So that's really cool to me.
Yeah, thank you.
So completely unrelated. What do you feel like your spirit animal is? I know what mine is, but I've always been interested to find out, like, what other people's were.
So my spirit animal, there's two of them. One is just a monkey, because I've always like had this like kind of monkey silly face back when I was younger, and I would like act like a monkey and make weird like monkey noises and walk around and just joke around with my friends. But another one is this animal. It's not the most appealing looking animal, but it's called an eye. And like back then I just was really obsessed with how ugly it was, and ever since then I've just had that on my mind, like that's my spirit animal. And it's not because I think I'm ugly or whatever, but it's just like I really relate with how it looks. I don't know how to explain it.
I'm sorry. Mine's an elephant.
An elephant? No, nice. Why?
Because okay. I'm like, this isn't about me, but I do
Yeah,
have
no,
no explanation about it. So I've always like, the reason why I like, or I feel like an elephant's my spirit animal, the saying, the elephant in the room. Yeah. I kind of took that phrase, that saying, and kind of changed it, like the connotation of it for me. Mm-hmm. And just personality traits of an elephant. Like, yes, okay, they're massive in size, but they're very docile. Mm-hmm. Like, they're very cool. I mean, obviously unless provoked, but they're big. So they're
relatively chill.
Yeah. And it's like they don't really need to do much to be seen or noticed. Mm-hmm. And I kind of just, like I said, changed the connotation, and just, size could be, personality, confidence.
That's dope.
Like, you walk in a room and you take up space and not having to do much.
Yeah.
Because your personality and your confidence kind of speaks for yourself. So that's why I always thought,
I fuck with that.
That's why I always thought, like, my spirit animal is the elephant, because I am, at least I feel like, my personality takes up space. I walk into a room and I don't gotta do much. They kind of just see me.
Yeah. Which is cool. That's really cool, actually.
Yeah. So that's me.
Hell yeah.
So if you could change anything about the industry, so like I said, you can kind of take that a couple different ways because you do a lot. What would it be?
I think one of the main things that I would change is the oversaturation of the music industry, and not just like necessarily like, it's really cool that everybody loves to make music and wants to make music, but it seems like don't know how to explain it. There's just a lot of ways that people who don't necessarily genuinely love music, they just kind of make it just because, they just were having fun one day, and then they have like a song blow up, and then they don't make a music after that. So it just makes it seem like there's not much genuinity in that aspect. But then like there's a lot of artists who do create music very genuinely, and they've been making it for years and years and years, but they don't have that same shine, which I mean everybody has to eat. So it's really cool that I guess there is that access that almost anybody could go viral. It just has to depend on how you market it and how you put it out. But other than that, I haven't really thought about a question like that.
I can't
make it my own.
I can't disagree.
Yeah.
I can't disagree with what you're saying. And like that's the reason like why I've done Rated Kai Radio is because I noticed like and me personally, like I actually like listening to the quote unquote unknown artists.
Yeah.
Because they've, at least from what I've known, like what I've seen is like they're the ones that have been doing this for years and years and years and years and years, and like putting in the time, energy, and effort to perfect their craft. Yeah. So yeah, no, I can't disagree. I can't really disagree.
That's good to know. And I fuck with you for doing that too.
Yeah.
Shining the light on the underrated artists.
Let me see. Okay. So, again, this is kind of just an in your opinion question. But what do you think, as far as like a strength or personality trait, someone would need to be in or participate in, the industry, to be successful?
I think obviously creativity is a big one. Like non-creative people wouldn't really be successful. I mean, you never know, but most people who don't have that creative eye don't really succeed long term in like an industry, like whether it's short films or music videos or making music in general. But I also think that you need to develop a sense of like understanding of other people as well, because a lot of musicians, including myself, they get too much about themselves in their head. They always like I used to write my songs all about like I have this, I have that, and you got to realize that you're also writing music to help connect to others and help others relate, and sometimes other people can't relate to everything that you feel. So just being able to tailor your ideas in a different manner would help a lot.
I gotta snap. I gotta snap on that. I gotta snap on that one. Because that was something big that you said as far as being able to relatability through music. Not a lot. Like, not everybody's out here in Benzes and Phantoms and worries about, jewelry being snatched, whatever.
Exactly.
We're 9 to 5 people. Some of us out here.
We're all human.
We're all human.
Yeah. We all have struggles.
Yeah, no, so that was, yes. And some of us, obviously the struggles are different, but, the percentage is big. The percentage is big, with the everyday struggle of it all. But yeah, no, that was dope. So if you could tell your fans anything, right? The people that follow you, the people that listen to you, what's one message that you would like to give to your fans or your fan base?
I would say just focus on the things that you can control, because when you focus on things that you can't necessarily control, or you can't necessarily control, like say the things that are happening around you, it really affects you. And when you can learn how to control your mind and how to control the things that you do, because everything that you do is important, everything that you're doing now is going to affect your life 5 years from now. You just need to understand that and take the right steps to get to where you know where you can be, you know. And you got to also be confident with the things that you do as well. And it doesn't mean like being overly like egotistical. It's just have confidence in what you want to do. Like I know that I'm gonna make it in the industry regardless of if I'm a mainstream artist or if I'm helping other artists reach their goals. But like I just know for a fact that's gonna happen, and you just gotta keep that and go with it.
You know, facts. So, Omyügen.
Yes.
What is next for you on your list of shit that you're doing? What is next for you?
All right, so you know, this Friday I am releasing a song called Space Boy, and about 3 weeks after I release Space Boy, I'm gonna release a music video for that. It's gonna be a short film music video type of thing like I usually do. And then after that, I cannot tell you a release date because I don't know a release date, but I am working on an EP called A Dreamer's Fate, and that is honestly probably my best piece of work that I've worked on in my own opinion, and it's gonna have a lot of experimentation instrument wise, and it's gonna talk about just how I feel, like, you know, what it's like being a dreamer and the good and the bad about being a dreamer, because a lot of dreamers are misunderstood, and they always have like these big goals that not many people can see, and I want to try to incorporate just what it's like being a dreamer into a project, you know, like it's a dreamer's fate.
Can't wait. I know I'll be listening.
Yeah.
I'll be listening real hard. I'll be putting it on repeat. So
yeah, well, thank you.
It's gonna be fun. I already know. So yeah, this has been fun.
Yeah,
This has been fun.
same.
This has been fun. But anyway, this has been Omyügen. I'm Nairobi Kai, and this has been Rated Kai Radio. Okay, bye.
Bye.